Last time on this journey, I managed to fix the projectiles and hitboxes, because if you do not set hitbox script for a hitbox, it is bound to not work. Oh! And as we can see, last time I thought even the health component was broken. But as we can see, with enough hits, we can actually manage to destroy an enemy. So, next thing is a little fine-tuning. Move speed, what do we have here? Max health is 3. Am I stupid, or did it take more hits than 3? 1, 2, 3. 4, 5. That is 6. Why is that 6? Let's find out. But we're already managing... Oh, I'm not managing my stream, speaking of. Alright. We're already managing to be able to fight in a very basic way. Let's see. Something unused, I don't know what this is, don't need to look it up. And here we get the current health property. Maybe we're gonna start with the hitbox, because that's where the damage is being taken. I remember the problem. It is because... What the hell is going on here? I don't know. Don't care. The problem lies within the way we are taking damage. Because... Okay, maybe to explain what my problem right now is. I have set up this little script here, which is triggered if an area is entering. An example, the only thing being registered as entering area is, for now, projectiles for enemies. And whenever this happens, the projectile, or more like the enemy registered entering, is added to a list, which is this one. And basically this is because I'm using this list to check in the physics process step in a certain time range how many enemies there are, and randomly from whom to take damage. Because this is something I used for fixing the player being overlapped by enemies. Since, as you already seen many times, there can be multiple enemies. And if multiple of those enemies are overlapping on my player, then I need a way to somehow take damage in a controlled way, like time controlled, because I cannot just stay in an enemy and instantly die, since it hits me again and again. And I do want each entity to check its own damage, because I don't like to call damage functions from the thing from hurt boxes out. However, Right now it looks like that would be a better solution. Because then I would be able to generate attack speeds for each unique enemy. And also... And I can also incorporate immortality frames. Because I can still set immortal on a time frame, like, I don't know, a second or something. Second of having a break from taking damage. I think I can try this. And all I need to do is change this stuff. The on area entered. I'm gonna let this one stay here. It's just a print right now. And instead of this, am I gonna do this? I don't know if there could be a problem with race conditions. An example, I have two projectiles hitting me at both at the same time. Will I receive damage from both of those projectiles, or will it work by setting the damage immediately after to immortal? Things I'm gonna have to try out. And I'm gonna do it still in the hitbox, which means I need the hurt box, its damage property, and we do have this. So instead of overlapping hurt boxes, and I think this is unnecessary too, I'm gonna call the function directly, which is just this step right here. Yeah, here is the list, taking a random hurt box from the list and taking its damage to the health directly. I'm gonna set the condition to is immortal. Wait, that's in the health component. Health component dot is immortal for the iframes. And then we're just gonna take directly the damage directly. Health component dot current health hurt box dot damage. And this should be enough to signalize the health component to take damage. There's already the... Oh, actually I don't need this check since I already have it in the current health property. As you can see here. I think this is called a guard clause. Because if immortality is set, then it's just gonna return back, not gonna make this anything from here happen. And what do we have here? Current health equals value, that's okay. Set immortal, what is happening here? Wrong one, this one. New timer, one shot. Is immortal true? Immortality timer.start. And what do I have it set on? 1.5 seconds even. Gonna export this so we can set it in the inspector. But this actually already looks pretty complete. Now this creates another problem. Because I still need this overlapping stuff. The problem now is, I think I originally did this, but since there is no, it's in on area entered, it's gonna only fire at once. Which means if I have enemies overlapping with my player, then they're gonna fire the damage function once and at the beginning of the collision. But when staying overlapped, nothing else will happen. So I'm actually gonna just uncomment this, I think. Because I also have on area exited, which should also work if bullets exit immediately. But I need this initial damage taking step. At least for bullets to be able to damage all the time. Oh, what's this? I'm gonna make another print. No, that's not the one I want. Hitbox. This dot get parent dot name. Wanna see which one is taking damage. This dot get parent. Is about to signal damage. Like this. Then this stuff should actually be able to stay like this. If you want to know how this health component works, check out, I don't actually know anymore, I think the second devlog video I did. Also, it's not my original idea. I showed, I think I showed and linked, I hope I linked it. Could also be I forgot it, but I definitely showed who gave me this idea. Yeah. Then let's check if this works already as intended. I think I know what the other problem is. It's this immortality timer. Let's set it to 0.5, so it can also not be hit multiple times in a row. Maybe I'm gonna add the print somewhere else here. gd.print get parent dot name is taking damage. Yeah, that's good. Actually, it needs to be other way around. I think something like this. I'm not used to manipulating strings. Something like this. -1, okay. Oh, but this one already looks better. 1, 2, 3. 4. Seems like this is working better. And I think I really have to look into my wave management system again, because one day I made what's it called? I made like a time-based spawn rate function, and obviously for my damage output and or more like my DPS, those enemy numbers are way too high. Okay, maybe to make something different, funny now, the next step I'm gonna do is probably make like an immortality animation, just like a little blinking to signalize the current hitbox is stuttering so much today. The current hitbox is in immortality state right now. Either this or just gonna change the color or something. But first, this looks like it's pretty much okay. This is just the export attribute. This is the additional step. That is also just an export. It's not a feed, it's a fix. Fix for what exactly? I'm gonna still call it player attack. Fixed projectiles not doing damage. All the time. Hitbox function was only set up to take continuous damage from overlapping bird boxes. Alright. Like this, push it to the remote repository. Okay, and then let's see. Do I have... Actually, should set it into the immortality timer, I think. But this is just timeout. Where could I put this in a good spot? Maybe again physics process, and only if immortality is true. So something like public override void physics process. That is almost what I wanted to achieve. But I actually only need this is immortal. And then we're gonna get parent. Dot. Is there something like color or anything? No. There is the smoothing. The smoothing node, which contains the sprite. So I think I'm gonna go, because changing the color probably has to do with something like the texture or anything, and I'm not at the step right now to try shader stuff. So I'm gonna try to get, isn't there something like sibling? And let's have a look. I think there was something like get sibling or anything in that direction. Godot get sibling? This is a sibling node 2023. I would like to know how I could access a brother node easily and quickly. Suppose I have a root node called main and two other children, a node 1, node 2, and the latter has a variable that I want to access. Could be an example scale, as I would do to access it, that of node 1. You can either make it a singleton by project settings auto load, then target your script. Otherwise you'd have to get the node like so. Get node. Would work too, I was thinking. This is again something I don't really like, because it's like putting in hard-coded strings, and I for now do not understand if this is like the only way, or if there is something how do I call it, better. To access a sibling node you just need this get parent, get node, sibling name, or whatever. Whoop. Wrong click. You don't need to set up a singleton, and your node could be anywhere in the tree. It will still be able to access its sibling. Oh, then we're just gonna stay at this for now. But I'm actually gonna get this at ready, because I don't want to get this every time. Private smoothing. Is it not an accessible node? Type smoothing 2D. Smoothing 2D. Nope. Then I'm gonna just stay with node 2D. Don't need any interesting stuff. Node 2D. Entity sprite. Did I delete something? Huh? Oh, unfortunate spot. It's between max health and its property declaration. I actually have very many variables already. I'm gonna put it up here because it's just straight visual stuff only. Okay, and then we're here in the ready. Gonna get parent get node smoothing. What was it called? Smoothing 2D. Let's hope this works. Should actually, but we're gonna see. I'm gonna first try it. Print. Where am I? Have component. Nah, we cannot make it different. Component, I'm getting confused. Got entity sprite. Entity sprite. What is going on now? Oh. The name. Like this. Then let's have a look. And we see it seems to be working. Perfect. So remove the print, and then we're gonna try adding like a visual effect for being immortal. If it's immortal, we don't need other checks because we know it has to be running right now. But I need... I'm gonna start with regions now because it's getting out of hand. Region... sprite and visuals. And region. So I can make it a little bit more clean. Then I need a private const load for the blinking speed. Let's maybe also call it like this. Blink speed, yeah. And now... wrong one. I want to look up how I did other similar functions like this on other parts of my code, but I don't remember where I did it. I'm just gonna keep it simple for now. And... I think I actually need another... variable. Private float. I notice I'm doing the same mistake as before. Private, not const, but private timer, because what I actually am just trying to do is a timer. So I should actually also just use the function that is given from the engine. Mortality visual timer. Don't need this. And I also don't need to do this in the physics process then. Actually don't need the whole physics process, I just need it in the set immortal. Mortality visual timer, new timer. One shot is wrong because it's supposed to go again. And then actually just add child mortality visual timer, and I'm gonna add a little bit of logic to make it stop when immortality is also false. Which is timeout is looking good. Visual timer dot time out. We're gonna add quick help. Let me write. I'm gonna add a function just like this. Doesn't need to be another written function. I think. Depends on how much stuff I wanna do. Actually, where is... Did I not set it? Or did I set it with an export? I set it with an export. Should do the same here, up here. Yeah, I need the blinking speed. Private float. I think I can do it like still const, but export it. Immortality. Blink time. Exported member is static. Okay, so no const. Makes sense somewhere. And we were down here. I'm actually missing where immortality time is being set. Ah, down here with start. Okay. Then we have... Yeah, exactly. Immortality entity sprite is being set to the opposite it is right now, the visible property. We are gonna set only immortality visual timer to start. Immortality blink time. Like this. And then we're gonna also add condition if is immortal is false, then stop the timer. Don't know why this return is there. Nothing else happening after. And this visible is also useful because it can happen that the sprite is being set to invisible, and then the function is returning stop signal. So this makes sense. I'm actually gonna put it upside down. Okay, let's see. Should actually already do a difference. Yeah, look at this. That looks good. Have some actual visual feedback. Also for my player. Yeah, now we're getting somewhere. Alright. Works great. Looks a little laggy, but it's okay for the start. And now I don't know what to do. First of all, I'm gonna wave manager. Do I have it available here? Doesn't seem like it. I want to reduce the spawn rate because it's really a little extreme. And this is the function I created. Let's see if I can get it back into my head. We have first enemy threshold, which is the constant to be approached. I don't even remember how it was called, the way of function I did. Yeah. Let's see if I can visualize it. Good old GeoGebra. German fellows who know this too. Let's see. We have 400 times, what is this? X. Because current time in seconds is X, because each second represents X right here. I'm not good at explaining. Those two are being divided by... Yep, divided by... Oh, why did it go away? Divided by same amount, same threshold, which is 400, but I can actually just write it out. 200 plus X, like this. And what we get with this, as we zoom outside, is a nice little curve, which I thought would be nice as a enemy spawn rate, since this represents the spawn rate over time. Each point on the graph at the time being. So let's say, what do we have here? 20 seconds is equals to something about, say, 36 enemies at once. Now, in order to reduce this amount, because I'm very, very fucking slow, we're gonna put this to 200. And half of it is 100. Which is why we get now just a little bit less. That is actually now a question of making this, I don't know how to call it in English, but making this more drawn out to the right. Maybe if I reduce this by half. Doesn't work. Maybe if I go by 1 to 3/3 instead of 1/2. This seems to push it down a little more. How would this look like if I did it with the same amount? Actually, even better. 20 to... At 20 seconds, it's about 18 enemies. Would be half of what we started with. And does it still approach to 100? Very late in the game. But I think it doesn't matter that much. Just gonna try this one out. And add a comment so I know what this one is, because this actually is not that bad. And then we're gonna remove just this, as we have seen in the tool right now. It's gonna be spawning, let's see, go in 1 at 1, 2 at 2, 3 at 3, 4 at 4, almost. This is way slower right now, because there is also a limitation in when enemies are spawning, because it's only every 5 seconds. See the difference. So 5 is also almost 5. And before it was pretty much 9 or 10, so we're cutting down half of it already. For balancing purposes. More enemies are being spawned. I don't actually see them anywhere. And this looks like it's more manageable already. And I say this because there still are a lot of enemies, but there also is the concept of upgrades missing. So actually there should already be like 2 upgrades for the players done already, since we killed some enemies. Also they're a little very fast, so nothing to be done about here. But I think that could be the next step. Because health system and damage looks like it's working pretty good already. Done with this, we're gonna make another commit. This is the visual stuff. This is the adjustment to the... This is, again, not ideal. I should have just committed the visual stuff. I think I'm actually gonna do this too. Discard hunk. Alright, whatever. Feature still belongs to player tag, but I think I'm gonna write health component. So I know where it happened. Added visual feedback for box in immortal state. Title is too long. Oh, good. Perfectly. Stage, commit, push. And then we should not forget about this. This could actually be used later on if we need like a higher spawn rate, since the progression of the player can either be exponential, which usually it will escalate to, which also means we need a higher spawn rate. I'm explicitly thinking about Hololive, Save the Fans, the arena shooter, since when you enter the endless mode after the story mode, then I think the spawn rate is going up a steep step. So remove this one, so we have a little easier start. Omit this. I'm gonna label it as chore because it's nothing new and not a fix. That was Wave Manager. Adjusted first spawn rate. Too much. Original spawn rate was too much for the current player state without items and upgrades. Could also be circumvented with like permanent upgrades, which you buy after the run, but I, for my part, don't think it's a good design to be only able to play like 2 minutes before you die, and then you get like a tiny amount of currency which you can use for upgrades, and then you can start to survive a little longer. Should always be the first thing I'm always thinking of is enemy behavior. If you need more hard content, not hard but difficult content, then you should make enemies or variations of enemies which are known, which have unknown behavior, because that's like a new learning step for the player and feels better, and it's also more fun because the player always has something new to learn and to experience. Push. Okay, but I think I'm gonna make a short stream this time, since I don't want to start the new feature right now. But what I can actually do is rebase this onto main, since this is done now. Where do I have it? Where do I have it? Hello? First attack. I'm blind. Name, delete, copy, checkout. Huh? Where's rebase? What is happening? Do I have to go to main for doing this? Yeah. Rebase. No. What is going on? Wait. Other way around? Yeah. Rebase first attack onto main. Like this. So I keep all my commits. And then we go to main. We pull. And I feel like this was wrong. I'm gonna have a look at my GitHub. Always do the same mistake here, I feel. Line in. Verification. All right. Arena shooter. 39 here. 46 there. No, did not rebase. I don't know why. Do I have to push? No. Just does not do the stuff correctly. I'm just gonna make a pull request. Wait, help. What did I do now? I separated the tabs. Maybe so you can see this too. This is my main branch, as you can see, 39 commits. Here's the first attack branch we just worked on, 46 commits, seems to be ahead. And now there is this big green button, compare and pull. And I'm just gonna make a... did not see I did my save. Ah, here. And we're just gonna make a pull request. Edit working hit and hurt boxes for multiple entities. Player and me. Projectiles plus visual feedback on damage. Create pull request. Usually this is used for people to get other people to look at their chores. Friend of mine is hier. Was hörst du? Ich habe Musik im Hintergrund an, die ist so oben links. Okay, and then... So, what I still was talking about. Yes, I am talking. Ja, ich bin gleich fertig. Ich bin gerade noch den Commit am machen, dann bin ich so gut wie done. Usually you get like more people which who review your stuff, and then you can like get them to set it to okay, but I don't need this. I just need this to rebase it correctly. And the way I do it is with rebase, so I don't lose my commits. Rebase, branch can be deleted if it was successful. If we look back, we only have one branch, the main branch, which is now also at 46 commits. And Git Kraken should be updating soon. We do a pull. You see our branch down here. There was the rebase, and perfect. Then, see you again next time. I don't know when. I hope I'm gonna do a second stream this week. Thank you for watching, and until next time.